Hello and welcome to the Hotkeys podcast, the show we talk about everything pop culture and random in the world. I'm your host Mick, and I'm joined by
Brandon Bich.
Landon Browning. And David Parker.
What's up, Dave?
Dave, hey man.
Thanks for calling in this week.
You're welcome.
Dave, we have you up on this video thing, and this is the first time I've seen you in probably a year.
He's gotten a lot fatter, hasn't he?
What?
Right out of the
No.
gate.
Let me
It's the opposite.
I think Dave has gotten a lot skinnier. Actually.
I haven't seen it. I've only seen like neck down. I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it.
I see that
Well,
mustache.
I'm not wearing any other clothes.
Is that a goatee,
Oh.
Dave?
This isn't even an entire shirt.
Dave, move the mic.
It's
We
just
want
like
to see
the
your
upper
facial
third of
hair.
a shirt.
Yeah.
Nah, we're good.
No, let's see it.
Man, I see that mustache. I
Oh,
see it hiding there.
You
The
got
mustache
like
sees you.
Scary.
You're just going the mustache. It looks like too.
It's November 16th, 2019. Spokane.
Washington. 9
Earth.
9.
What's your address, Landon?
You gotta get our 25 and up Patreon.
Yeah.
Get my address.
Okay, guys. Well, this last week has been pretty Star Wars heavy.
I'm not complaining.
No, the Disney Plus service dropped, and at least for me, like the main reason to get it was the Mandalorian show.
Yep. Well, I have 2 kids, so I got it for them, but really,
really,
got it for the
it was for
Mandalorian.
you
And all the
Mandalorian.
Star Wars movies, so I can watch them.
Yeah. Actually, let's start with that. We'll get into the Mandalorian in a second, but I started watching A New Hope, and the scene where they're in the cantina with Han Solo and Greedo,
Mm-hmm.
they changed
changed
it
it
again.
again.
What?
Yeah,
McClunky.
yeah.
I gotta watch it now.
It's really not worth watching, but it's just weird that they always go back to that scene and try to make it
Less
Less-
offensive, or
Well,
Han
less
isn't
like-
as a murderer.
that part really hasn't changed because it's still like the weird like physics
Head
of
jerk
his
to the
head
side
like
and everything.
decapitating a little bit and moving to the right.
Right.
But all they added was just a shot of Greedo saying McClunky, and then the shooting
And he gets
happens.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep insisting on trying to make that scene quote unquote better because it's not working.
They're gonna eventually just have Greedo shoot himself.
Han doesn't shoot at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Han's a smuggler. Like
Yeah.
he's a
Well, like I mean, it doesn't matter that much, but I like the
The original.
the original, like where he shoots first, because that's what type of
Mhm.
character he is. He's like a smuggler, space pirate person.
Yep.
Why wouldn't he shoot first? And that's actually one thing I really liked about the Solo movie is that they really emphasized that he is that type of character.
sleazy.
Yes, a
Yeah.
scoundrel.
Out for number 1.
Yeah, that's right.
With a heart of gold, though.
Well, I'm gonna watch it
right,
anyway.
yeah.
My son's been asking to watch Star Wars, so we watched
He
the
can talk?
first episode. Yes, he's
How old is he?
4. Come on, Dave. I know it's been a while, but come on.
talk?
Dave doesn't know anything about children.
You don't even know I have a second child too, do you?
What?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so he's 4. He knows of Star Wars, and we watched a couple episodes of the Clone Wars. And
Good
so
show.
He was digging that. So then when the Mandalorian was on, I'm like, "Hey, buddy, you want to watch Star Wars?" He's like, "Yeah, let's watch it." And so I turned it on, and then he does this thing even in regular kid movies. But if there's like a scary tense scene, we'll be on the couch, but he'll stand up and like walk away, and we have our little dining area, and then a little corner wall that kind of blocks the TV, and so he'll like kind of hang out there and poke his head out because he's terrified. So anyway, he was doing that while we're watching this, and then because the first episode's 40 minutes.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, so I would say probably 25 of that. Dad, yeah, can we watch something else? I'm like, no, kid, you said let's watch Star Wars. So anyway, I forced him to watch it all, but we watched the second episode, and he sat through it, but it wasn't as intense, I would say, as the first one.
Yeah, it was a lot more cutesy
Yeah,
than the
but
first episode.
that's my kid trying to indoctrinate him into Star Wars, so now I have an
It's a
excuse
good age to
to
do
watch
it.
all of them.
Yeah, I'm surprised he could talk at 4, but geez.
It's kind of crazy, right?
I love the second
I've been gone so long,
Yeah.
okay?
So let's get into the Mandalorian. What do you guys think of the first episode?
That was good.
I liked it. So my thing is I know of the Mandalorian race from the games, and then I
Right.
just recently read that you can learn more about it watching the Clone Wars because they talk a lot
They
about
go
the
into
lore
a
there.
lot of Mandalorian stuff.
So I'm curious how they're going to reveal a lot of that history of the race, because I feel in the first episode there was a lot, like in the 40 minutes that they crammed in there. So they mentioned younglings, and then the special metal
youngling.
or foundlings. Sorry, that's what they're called, foundlings.
Yeah.
But the special metal that his helmet's made out of, and then he's about to get a reward for more of that metal. But then you watch the scene of a blacksmith person, and then they kneel down and have this little ritualistic like handing off of stuff, and you're like, what the crap is going on?
I really like that whole scene.
Bring it up.
It made me think of like a video game, like getting something, working on a quest, and then you finally get to use it,
and then you
make
get your
something
reward.
that you get to use. And then he gets this awesome pauldron.
Yep, but like why specifically
I really like
the
that whole
pauldron?
sequence.
Because I don't think he asked for it. Like, I don't remember why specific. Yeah, so anyway, he just gets a new piece of armor, but they don't explain anything. And then now he's got a fancy helmet and a fancy pauldron, and he's carrying on. But so I'm curious how they're going to start bringing in that lore and explaining why he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a couple flashbacks of, I'm assuming it was him as a kid.
That's what you would assume, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys
Or
noticed.
someone he killed.
Maybe. Like he's coming
I don't know. If you notice in the background of some of those shots, you see a old super battle droid. So probably happened during the like prequel area Clone Wars stuff. Because this takes place, was it 6 years after Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, that's what I read.
Yeah.
On
So
that timeline.
it has been a while since
It's been a minute.
that timeline happened. But I'm wondering if they're gonna do this because they didn't completely show like what happened in that flashback.
You can see
To the Mando
closing.
character.
Yep.
I wonder if you guys know that the Obi-Wan's getting his own TV show. I'm wondering if they're gonna put in like a little cameo of Obi-Wan like saving this Mandalorian guy from the attacks, and that would be a good way to kind of transition,
like tie the two.
Tie the two together. It would make sense if you had watched the Clone Wars. There's a lot of history with Obi-Wan, especially, and the Mandalorians.
I want to watch that show.
It's a good show. It's
I have
really
a question.
Yes.
About Mandalorians. So I haven't seen any of the Clone Wars. I haven't really read on much like Star Wars lore lately, I guess. So I don't know what's still canon and what isn't. Mandalorians, are they a different race as in like a different alien race? Or is it like a race as in like there's like Caucasian versus Hispanic or something like
the earliest Mandalorians were a specific race, but over the like 24,000 years of that character, or sorry, that species or race, it slowly turned into different alien species. So I think it could be any.
It's more like
any
a,
type
like,
of,
a, like
it's
a religion, right? Kind of like
more
like
in
way
line
of
with
life,
a
or-
religion.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's on the planet. Oh shoot,
Mandalore.
Mandalore. That's it. Yep.
Does that answer your
There you
question,
go,
Dave?
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Just
I was
think
gonna be like
of
Brandon,
Spartans
asking like
living on a
"Who's that?
planet.
What are they? What do they do? Because I think because Django, he was kind of adopted into their culture, into the Mandalorian culture, which is how then Boba Fett has the same thing.
Are
happen.
most of them bounty hunters? Or
No, it really kind of started with Django Fett, I think.
oh, okay.
I don't know what to call them. They're not a race, but I'll just call them the Mandalorians. They are more of like the warrior.
Yep, just think of Spartans, and that's the culture of the entire planet.
Pretty much.
And then they had I think they talk about it in the Clone Wars, but there's a civil war. So then you have like, I don't know who the parties are, but they split off, and then you have the new Mandalorians who went off to some moon or whatever to be who they want to do. But then the originals are more warmongering people. And so that's why when you're watching this Mandalorian guy, where he's a phenomenal combatant, but that's why, because that's all the whole race is. So that's why I'm curious if they bring that in too. So we have the new Mandalorians, and I don't know what town he was walking through in that first episode, and then you see he goes to the like Mandalorian district almost,
right? Like his
where
little like
is he?
church area.
Yeah,
or
and so you can
something.
see like children running around with their helmets on and other Mandalorians hanging out, and then he goes to this random blacksmith person, hands over the stuff, and then now he's going off. It's like, what is going on? Where is he? So I'm hoping they start revealing more versus just assuming things.
I think they will.
They have to.
Yeah, they
want to
should.
keep the viewers.
And there's a lot, like we said, there's a lot of Mandalorian stuff in the Clone Wars show. But it would be cool to expand on it even more.
Yep. And then Baby Yoda.
Even
though it's not Yoda, but whatever.
I mean, it could
whatever
be.
that race is.
Who knows? I mean,
how could it be Yoda?
Wait, are they like phoenixes?
Time travel?
No, they're like phoenixes.
Actually, I have a theory that I think would be really cool if it were true. Before we get to the Yoda thing, though, is there any more things you want to talk about in episode 1?
His ship.
The ship's cool.
Yeah. It's very bounty hunter-esque.
I was actually kind of surprised how like safe of a design they went for. I don't not like the design or anything, but if you think of a Star Wars ship, you think of like an asymmetrical ship, you know, with like one giant thing on one side. It's a very like clean look, but
well, it's a nondescript ship.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't stick out, so I feel like for a bounty
it doesn't look
hunter,
like it doesn't look like a hamburger. It doesn't look like
draw your attention.
An iron.
Like,
looks like just a regular old transport ship flying in.
Yeah.
Doesn't stick out,
Dropping
so
off
it's
some
easier
cargo.
to do some bounty hunting.
Yeah. But yeah, in the first episode, we start with the character collecting this bounty.
I hated that blue guy.
The blue fish guy.
It was really funny.
He was so annoying.
It's like I'll give you all my credits. How much are they paying you?
Yeah.
And interesting thing, I don't know if you guys caught this, but he basically canonized Life Day, which is from the Christmas special.
No.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, hopefully try and make it back for Life Day," and blah blah. Which I think at that time had only been in the Christmas special.
No.
So that is officially canon
Wasn't the
now.
Christmas special already canonized?
I don't think so.
I thought it was canon.
I don't
It was
think
like stricken
it was.
from the record.
I don't know. I never watched it, so I just assumed.
It was horrible.
I tried to watch part of it like on YouTube, but I had to stop. Like I got like 10 minutes.
My
into it.
question is, if he had like a carbonite machine on his ship, have there been like great advancements in carbonite technology in just the last few years that like it's now portable?
Yep.
Like, why did they go through all the trouble
machine.
to do Han in this huge machine?
Well, I mean, up until that point, though, they were saying that it was like never done before with a human. It was a risk and stuff. So I think
that guy's not human. That guy they did on the in the Mandalorian. So maybe it's easy.
Maybe he was human. He just had like a really bad skin disease.
I don't
or
mean
something.
exactly human. I mean just a living person, a living body thing. A living organism.
Oh, okay.
Like up until that point, it hadn't been done before. So I think
like Boba
after
Fett
that,
was like paving
he
the way
kind
for
of
bounty hunters.
Boba Fett and Darth Vader, all of them kind of set the standard for like easy, transportation of a person that is quote unquote a prisoner or something. So
and if
he
you look
revolutionized
at
bounty
technology
hunting.
nowadays, in 5 years, like with Disney Plus, my TV is 4 years old and it doesn't play Disney Plus.
Oh, do you have one of the Vizio TVs?
No, I have a Samsung. That's what's annoying. So I was trying to do the screen share because then they changed it from screen mirroring, and then there was the all share cast on your phone, but now it's called Smart View. And so I can cast onto the TV, looking at everything on my phone. I can get into the app, and then I go and push play, and then it opens up in landscape to play the video, but then it just has the swirly loading
wait,
thing.
how come it doesn't play?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. So in our real life, in 4 or 5 years, I can't do that. So now fast forward to where they're building spaceships and intergalactic travel. I think in a few years, they can find the process to do the carbonite of portable
carbonite.
Yeah.
Anyway,
even though this was a long time ago.
Sure. So anyway, but that's my beef against Disney Plus, making it so I can't use my smart TV. So I had to go buy a Roku. That's what I ended up having to do.
Just use your PS4.
Well, okay. So I wanted to have the family able to watch it, and then I can go and disappear.
Oh, okay.
That's the intent.
Smart. That's smart.
Or it's at night.
Does the Switch not allow any of that?
No, not yet.
That's stupid.
Well, I say yet. I assume it would.
Yeah,
but I don't think on the Switch you can watch YouTube or Netflix or anything.
What?
Either. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
What
can.
a crap system.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure you can.
I
know
haven't tried
Hulu's
it.
on there.
I'd
know it
assume
wasn't there
it
at
is
launch,
because
like
it was
that.
on the Wii U. You could get all those channels. So I don't know. I just haven't
What a
tried
great
it.
console. Man, the Wii U.
Yeah, Landon, don't you like that console?
Yeah.
I still have mine sitting up in my
I have a
living
lot
room.
of great memories with it, but it's not a good console.
I
no
think
good, no
It
good
was
games
like a
for
first love.
Man, you're talking
Landon.
about how uncomfortable the gamepad is. That's what's called, by the way, the gamepad.
it. Yeah, Landon.
It's pretty comfortable. I like
What did he call it? The tablet?
Something like that, yeah, tablet. And I was just shaking my head like, come on, y'all. Like, all right, you're
So you said you had beef with Dave, but you really had beef with Landon.
with everybody.
Did you have beef with me, Brandon?
No, Mick, you and I are cool.
Yeah.
Just watch your mouth.
Okay.
So what
Yes,
is
sir.
what is your beef with Dave?
Oh, we're just gonna
Wait,
skip
I
the.
thought, I
talking
thought
about
we
the
were
Yeah,
Mandalorian.
wait.
about-
We're still talking
Star
about.
Wars.
We're still talking about
Okay.
Star
We'll
Wars
get there,
here.
Landon.
Can't
don't
jump
you
around.
I just want
worry.
the hate.
You got to save the beef for last. That's like
Gotta
a
let that beef,
special
like,
meal.
Age
There
right,
you
you
go.
know.
Marinate.
Marinate a little bit. You don't just cut right into the beef.
All right.
We
So
saw
at the-
episode 1.
Yeah, at the end of episode 1, so he's tasked with tracking down this asset. We hear that the target is 50 years old, and that's all we know about it. That's all he knows about it, the Mandalorian.
Did any of you guys think that it might be Obi-Wan?
No.
No.
Okay.
Did
Yeah,
you?
I just assumed they would be just random.
I thought
character.
maybe.
What do you mean?
Like just possibility.
How would that even be possible for it to be Obi-Wan? What isn't he's dead, right?
I didn't know when this took place.
Oh,
Now that I
yeah,
think
we're
about
starting,
it.
we're starting to
For
gather
some
that.
reason, I was thinking it took place before episode 4.
Did you think it was between?
I didn't know when it took place.
between
until
3
I
and
was
Mick
four?
just said
Obi-Wan's still
something.
alive. No, he's dead. Yeah, he
He's
Yeah.
dead in
disappeared.
episode 4.
Yeah. What are you talking about, Dave?
I didn't know when this took place.
Dude, you idiot! You don't even know Star Wars.
He says in the episode,
The
like,
Empire's dead.
did you not realize the Empire's fallen and stuff?
Wait, when did they say that?
At the
Do you even watch the episode?
I don't think Dave watched it.
No, I watched
Dave's
it.
like
the
mind is
Mandalorian said it
scrambling.
to the guy.
Yeah, it's when he was-
collecting
Can't
his bounty.
speak Mandalorian.
It's when he was getting the credits for his
Yeah,
bounty.
he offers him the Imperial credits. He's like, these are worthless.
He's like,
I'll watch it again.
in case you haven't
It's
noticed,
short.
Yeah, you
the
better.
Imperial is fallen.
That was a good impression.
Thanks.
I'm shaking my head.
Mando.
Okay, so anyway,
Anyway,
not Obi-Wan.
No, I
No.
just assumed it was going to be some
For a couple
character.
reasons.
That's why none of us. It's the Obi-Wan Force Ghost. Catch him. That's why no one was able to catch him
Did
before.
anyone think it was Qui-Gon Jinn?
Don't bring him up. I miss that guy.
Did anyone think it was the lower half
You're killing me,
of,
Dave.
Darth Maul.
of Darth Maul?
Grab the legs. He wants him back.
No, Dave.
No.
I just assumed it would be just another character.
Okay, so
That we get to
50-year-old
know.
asset.
I didn't think it'd be anyone that we, and I guess technically it's not, but I didn't think it'd be anyone that we had met before.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out that this. Oh, do you want to talk about IG-11, the assassin robot, the bounty hunter robot?
I want there to be more IGs.
He's cool.
'cause
Yeah,
I want more Taika
voiced
Waititi.
by Taika Waititi.
Who's that?
He's the director of,
I have no idea.
Did Brandon just ask who is that?
Who is that?
in reference
In
to
Star
an
Wars
actor and
related?
director. And
Yeah.
I don't know
pay
actors'
attention.
names. He
You gotta tell me the character in which
He directed
movie.
Thor.
he directed
He
Thor.
played-
Okay,
Ragnarok.
I think I
The Rock
watched
guy.
the first one.
He was in What We Do in the Shadows.
I don't have no idea what that is.
Okay, so he's a funny
He played
guy.
Hitler
that-
and Jojo
Okay.
Rabbit.
Yeah, come on.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I don't pay attention.
So anyway, yeah, he was a good
So
character.
he's a
but
well-known person,
I would say
Yeah,
so,
is-
yeah.
and voice acting the
I wouldn't-
robot.
Yeah, he's well known.
and it doesn't matter because he's gone.
Or is
Well,
he? Maybe there's like a bunch of
thing is-
IG like
oh yeah, and he just
assassin
voices
droids.
them off. I
Yeah,
assume
maybe
so,
he's just the
'cause-
voice of all. of
Yeah,
them.
That's
just
what I'm
like the
assuming.
droid. I'm just thinking if I'm playing like Knights of the Old Republic,
Mhm.
and then this robot comes in that's like, like spinning arms, and then like, how do you fight that thing? It can shoot any direction. Anyway.
Well, it's cool because
Landon's or Brandon's blaster voice.
it's cool because the only other time we saw that type of droid was in episode 5, and he was just standing there.
Very briefly, yeah.
Like he looked like a lifeless statue. So it was cool to see him in
In
action.
action.
Yeah.
Yeah, having to like
That was cool.
being able to swivel and stuff. it's really cool for the combat and having the sensors all around that he can see
should've said
around
spoiler.
and shoot everything.
We're spoiling.
I mean, I think
Mandalorian.
clearly
Put it in the title. If you haven't watched
Put it in the
yet,
title, Dave.
and you're listening to this,
Yeah.
like you got no excuse.
all three of you
I don't know
out
why
there
spitting is a
spoiling
spoiler,
the Mandalorian. But yeah, his character was funny, like with the whole like I'm starting the self-destruct sequence. Don't self-destruct, just over and over again.
Oh, okay.
It's good comedy. Yeah.
Then he murders him.
And he murdered him. So yeah, the thing they were trying to get to was a 50-year-old baby Yoda.
baby.
I know that's
But
because
we
we don't
don't
know what
know-
the creature's called.
We don't know their race. It's never been established in the Star Wars canon.
Can we make up a name
Like what,
right here on the air?
bro?
He's a-
you know how many like weird names are in Star Wars? Good luck coming up with
He's
one.
a
A
Florkendorfer.
blorple.
Oh my god.
Isn't there one other Yoda creature in Star Wars?
Yaddle.
Yeah. Which one is
Yeah.
he in? He's in like
It's
one.
a she, and
It's a
she's
she,
on the
yeah.
Jedi
Come on,
Council,
Landon.
Oh, okay.
which is funny. Like, well, okay, I want to get into my theory here.
Oh yeah.
It's
Mick
Yoda's
Theory.
bastard child.
Man, he was that old.
He's such a hypocrite. So, and this gives more. I'm going with the virgin birth here, the thing. 50 years ago to that day, or not to the day, but 50 years ago in the time that we are in the Mandalorian show, was Anakin's birth. And you know how Palpatine was the one that created Anakin through the Force.
Wait, what?
The Immaculate Conception.
I
actually don't.
You don't?
No.
It was in-
from episode 3.
Palpatine made Anakin?
Yeah.
I didn't. I never knew that.
Yeah.
When did they
'Cause-
say that?
It was episode 3. They were in the opera place. He was going on about like how Sith and dark side users are able to, there's possibility for them to create life and cheat death and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
and Anakin.
Basically, they
was
swirl midi-chlorians,
conceived by the
some
Force.
other stuff, and a turkey baster. They go,
Sugar,
9 months.
spice,
And
And everything nice.
all of the
out.
Force. These are the ingredients chosen to make
Chemical X.
Yeah, I never picked up on that.
Yeah, so in episode 1, Shmi, Anakin's mom, had said there was no father.
Yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah, and so in episode 3, it was very highly hinted at that Palpatine was the one that did that. And then later in books
alright,
and
Landon.
comics,
I had to hear about this.
it was actually like confirmed that is the case.
Oh, okay.
I didn't pick up on that either. So I
Um,
just read about it. Yeah.
And one of the lines that Snoke says in Last Jedi, he talks about how when the light side or the dark side raises up, the other side rises up to combat it,
Counter it.
to counter it. So what I think is that when Palpatine created Anakin, the Force also created this little Yoda species character.
Yep, 'cause Yoda's a bad A, man.
Yeah, which is interesting because we had never really seen another Yoda species character before, and this one just happens to be like extremely Force sensitive at such a young age for the
Of
species.
50
Right? Yeah.
as a baby.
Right. So yeah, that's my theory.
So
I'm
is
sticking
this
to it.
character gonna like tie into the last movie then?
I don't know. It could. That's actually one reason I thought one of the reasons they might have chosen to release the episodes weekly instead of all at once. Like maybe there's something towards the end that ties into the last movie coming out, and they didn't want you to get spoiled so early on.
Because it seems like if they're gonna make such a Force-heavy character in this show, it feels like it should tie into that final conflict. If it is gonna be like if this Yoda thing's gonna be like the main emphasis of the Mandalorian show.
Yeah.
Which who knows? Maybe they just dump this thing off like to the Empire in the next episode
Yeah.
to kill it. Like,
He gets his metal whatevers and then move on to the next one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Best-
he can get
best
a
scar, I
gauntlet for
think is
young
what the-
Yoda.
What the metal's called.
Yeah, so it's
That's a good theory.
yeah, I thought
I
so.
can get behind it.
I thought so.
Good job, Mick.
Thanks.
You nerd.
Yeah. Took some time to think it up.
Yep.
Um,
Again, I watch for entertainment value, so a lot
And
of that
there's
stuff.
and there's nothing wrong with that.
100% your theory, or did you get like some ideas from elsewhere?
No.
Okay.
Just
Just-
some
just asking.
Mick.
Dave's doubting.
Why?
Dave-
Because
Dave's
on the
heavily
toilet.
Dave's
doubting.
like, wow, that's a really good theory. It must have not been his own. Hmm.
No, that's not.
Yeah, younger
I
brother.
was
How
just
do you do
wondering,
that?
like,
There's
like
no
if you
way
had
he
read
could be
something.
smarter
than me about Star Wars. How dare you?
Dang it! No, I was just wondering if you had read something that made you like.
He
Like,
did. It's
spur
called
that
watching
idea.
the movies.
Yeah, it's called
and paying
movies,
attention
some
to
books here and
dialogue,
there, some comics here and there.
being smart.
But was it exactly 50 years? Like, do you know that, or is it just
Yeah.
like a guess?
It's not like 50 years to the day or whatever,
Sure.
but it is 50 years ago that Anakin
if you
was
do the
born.
math,
Yeah, do the math.
so.
the
So, wait.
speculated math.
Was Darth Vader only 44 when he died?
I guess so.
It's like
Math.
he looked that haggard.
He was
When they
burnt
get the
all over his
mask off.
body.
Yeah, come on, man. My grandpa,
What are you talking about,
he was
Dave?
burnt.
Yeah, but he still looked like he was like way older.
I don't know. My grandpa, he
I think
was
getting
a trucker.
third-degree
Yep.
burns all over your body ages you quite a bit.
Yep. So my grandpa, I don't know how old he is, but he definitely looked older. He was a truck driver for the gas fuel truck, and it caught on fire, and he
Oh,
got caught
man.
into it, and so he had like third-degree burn, whatever,
Jeez.
all over his body, and so he survived. And then looking at him now, I think at the time of the medical stuff, he looks okay, but you can just tell his skin just looks different. And I know he's older, but he doesn't look all messed up like Darth Vader, but he also wasn't tainted by the dark side
Yeah,
of the Force.
Dave.
Not that we know.
Anyway, so yeah, if you go on to, I don't know if you really want to, but go look up some burn victims and then
Oh,
come to
gosh.
your own conclusion, okay? Okay.
Goodness.
There you go, Dave. Oh no, sorry,
Dave's
that got
speechless.
dark.
He's speechless.
Dang.
Sorry, Dave. I just had to put you in your place,
Yeah, I
man. Come on.
guess so. All right, episode 2 of Mandalorian. It was a lot less like stuff happening.
Yeah, it wasn't too much going on. Landon said he liked it.
Yeah.
It was okay.
I like that he killed some Jawas.
It was a lot.
Yeah,
it was a lot more comedic
Yeah,
than the first episode, but yeah, a lot of Jawa killing.
which
so
is fun.
funny.
Jawas
It
was
was-
annoying,
yeah.
man.
when he throws him off like the sand crawler. He's like,
Yeah, I did.
The
Yeah,
disintegrations.
yeah.
so I just
No
like how they
disintegration.
showed the Mandalorian standing up to a very large adversary.
Oh, the rhino thing.
Yep, and he definitely wasn't going to win, but
Yeah.
was still doing everything in his power to fight this thing instead
I
of just
just-
giving up. But
I just liked how the like little knife he had.
yeah,
was
well that's the
thing
thing.
that
So
took
you
him
just
out.
think of this warring race, and he knows how to or kill this giant animal with the one little stab of a toothpick.
Yeah.
If that wasn't like the grossest looking egg though I've ever
Oh,
seen.
dude, so
it was
I love
furry.
That,
Furry
that part
egg.
was so funny. They're just like
I
it
like
looked
it
like
first
cheese
'cause-
sauce.
Oh,
like,
no.
Oh.
Cheese whiz.
Yeah, it was
But like
kinda
when
neat.
he's digging in the cave, it looks like he's like looking for the egg.
Yep.
And then you
He's
kind
like,
of realize
oh,
that
this is
he
it.
realizes this is the egg.
Yep.
And he's like, well, I guess
Furry.
this is it.
Well, yeah, he
Yeah,
even
it's
shakes his
back.
head at him, so he goes and almost dies to
Yeah.
get this thing. And then they're like, "Oh yeah," and they cut it off and start
Just
eating
eat
it.
it,
And he's just
yeah.
shaking his head like, "Are you freaking kidding?"
Because yeah, the
I-
Jawas had basically dismantled his ship, and
Bunch
so
of
he had to
punks.
make a deal with them.
You get his
He had to
stuff
retrieve
back.
this egg to get his stuff back.
Do you think that tasted good though?
I bet it tasted
I
great.
mean, they enjoyed it.
I mean, I
They
like egg yolk.
Must have liked
they were like
it.
worshiping it. Like they were all chanting as they drove
Egg,
to the location.
egg. Well, I told Bree when we were watching, after they slice it open and eat it, it looks like Winnie the Pooh when he's
Oh, yeah,
eating
getting honey.
Yeah.
They're like
Oh.
just they're like
Got a rumble in my
shoveling it
tummy.
in.
They
It's
probably
so
lost a bunch of
sticky and
it.
yellow.
Like
Oh, probably yeah.
they should have like poured it in little cups or something.
Yeah,
Done shots.
that would have been smart.
Egg shots.
Um,
That's how you see that the little baby Yoda
Yeah.
strong with the Force because the Mandalorian's getting his butt kicked,
mhm.
and this little tiny thing just ET phone home, Force holds that thing, and then takes.
That's
the
got to
nap.
be like the cutest little thing though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, just imagine how much money Disney's gonna make off of those plush
Oh,
toys
yeah.
and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Baby
bad.
Yoda
Yeah.
thing.
There's gonna be a lot of annoying people.
Oh, yeah.
that, like have like Baby Yoda stickers on everything. And,
Yeah.
like, Baby Yoda shirts.
Yeah, but
It'll
I
be
think-
way too much.
I think I saw
They're gonna be
something
naming
that the
their
internet's
kids
blowing
Yoda.
up about it.
Baby Yoda.
Come here, little baby Yoda.
Do you guys have any
Anyway.
theories about what this Yoda character is?
I got
or-
nothing, man. I'm just hanging off for the
It's
ride.
Snoke. It's Snoke.
I just want, like, there's all this backstory.
What a
of
horrifying
Mandalorians,
reveal that would be.
And I just want to
Starts
see how
growing
they talk about it.
rapidly.
Yeah.
Start figuring out what who that guy is. So first episode, surrounded by stormtroopers. So the Empire's gone, but you still have this guy doing something, but has stormtroopers as his posse, bodyguards. So it's like, okay, well, obviously the Empire's not gone.
Yeah,
Or-
I think it's like at this point like little factions.
Oh, the other thing,
and stuff.
yeah, that
So
was
the
getting me
First
too.
Order hasn't formed yet. Then
Ooh.
I don't know. I read the Aftermath books, and I think there's a little stuff in there about the beginning of the First Order. I don't remember exactly when they started like building up their thing, but
Yep.
yeah, I don't know.
So I think what I'm confused about is the Mandalorian and that older guy that's helping him out. Were
I have
The Nick
confused.
Nolte guy?
I have spoken.
Yeah, Nick Nolte.
Well, they are confused about what happened. So they've never seen anything like that, I guess, before. But then we just had 6 movies of Jedi versus the Sith and the Empire doing stuff. And so I guess for me, in my perspective, is like, oh, well, obviously the Force is well known. And if you go to places, people had heard of Jedis and the things they can do. But I don't know if they also talked about the Sith, if people knew of the Sith side of the Force.
well, they might have
That
been
makes
far
sense.
enough removed from all.
That's the other thing that I was
happened.
trying to think about too. If he's on
Well,
an
it's-
outworld planet,
Yeah, it's kind of the way that Rey was in Episode 7, how she was like, Luke Skywalker? I thought he was a myth.
Oh,
like,
sure,
the
yeah.
Force is real. What?
Yeah,
You
so-
know?
I imagine too that like when the Empire rose to power, they probably suppressed information about
Sure.
the Force. I mean, think of like China or North Korea, like 20 years of suppressing information. Like you can really control a population
Yeah,
and what they know.
yeah. So I guess that makes sense then.
and even there wasn't that many Force wielding people in the
Mm-mm.
in the original trilogy. It was just
No, not
Obi-Wan,
really at all.
Darth Vader, and Luke. Basically.
Well, yeah, they were all the
And
kids were
Palpatine.
killed, man.
Yeah.
All those young ones were murdered.
Youngling.
Wiped out a whole generation of
Kill it.
Jedi.
Still waiting for that
Younglings.
extended cut. Revenge of the Sith.
The rated R version.
Yeah.
I want to see dismemberment.
Yeah. Fight back.
Gosh, look on that youngling's face.
He's
when
like,
he,
like you hear the
and he's like, "Ugh."
idiot.
You better run, boy.
Yeah.
What?
Stupid kids.
Think they had a chance.
Yeah.
So Landon would be a Sith, right?
No, I would be like, I wouldn't be
A
on
dirt
the-
farmer?
I'd
A
probably
moisture farmer?
Probably a moisture farmer. I'd get killed by the stormtroopers and cover it up, make it look like sand people
Drinking
killing
blue
me.
milkshakes?
Yeah. I wouldn't be a force wielder if I was in the Star Wars universe.
I don't know. I think anyone can be a Force user now. You know, just
Well,
bring that
I
broom
mean,
to you.
It's only if you have midichlorians, you know.
Well, a high count.
No,
of,
Ryan Johnson
a high
destroyed that.
count of midichlorians.
Wait, did he?
Anyone can be a Force user.
Amongst many things he destroyed.
Well, Carrie Fisher flew through space, so
Ooh.
that was stupid.
What a great scene.
Stop it.
Oh, man. Top 5.
No.
Maybe top 3.
That was so stupid.
I just wanted to see your eyeballs explode.
Yeah, like in real life.
The cold.
Yeah.
Like what would
Yeah.
actually happen in space.
That would have been a horrifying scene, though.
That movie did have some good scenes, but like it was just weighed down by
A terrible story.
yeah.
Terrible plot. Terrible characters.
Gosh dang.
I don't think you liked it, Mick.
I hated that movie. That movie's awful.
Did you like
Master-
it, Brandon?
I don't think
Are
I've seen it yet.
What?
You didn't watch it?
You haven't seen The Last Jedi?
I don't think so.
It's on Disney Plus. So
It's
Oh,
on
I know, that's what I'm saying. I gotta
It's
catch up,
hard to
man.
forget if you've seen it. So you
Probably.
probably haven't seen it.
Heads up, it sucks.
All right, good to know. Going
Yep.
into it.
Um,
Heads
Expectations
up, Leia's eyes
set
don't
really
explode
high.
in space.
all All right, so yeah, Mandalorian. It's been good so far, and
I've
can't
liked
wait for
it.
more episodes.
It's
ready
weird
to
that
see
the
it.
episodes are so short.
Yeah, I would think
Yeah.
at least 40 minutes, 45 minutes or
38,
something, or like
38.
yeah,
well,
like,
I'm used to pilots being like an hour,
yeah,
like an hour
Yeah.
plus. So this one I'm like was super short. So I'm like, okay. And
yeah.
then
With
episode 2 is even
no
shorter.
commercials,
Mhm.
like or anything, it's like why not make it like an hour?
Well, that's all
55
almost all the
minutes.
Netflix shows and HBO and stuff at this point.
Yeah.
Like I feel like most of their shows are 50 minutes, or
Yeah.
55 minutes. So
It does really leave you wanting more, though.
Yeah.
Especially since
That's
they're
one thing I've
releasing
enjoyed
them
about the
weekly.
show.
It's
Yeah.
like
Well, you would have been done
mm.
with it by now if it was.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
definitely, absolutely. Binged it the first
Yep,
night.
just sitting there. Yeah, I'm sad they don't announce the new episode because we texted about that earlier, Mick.
Yeah.
Right. Like I just happened to be on Disney Plus, and I'm just happening to click The Mandalorian. I'm like, "There's another episode!"
Yeah,
So I right there, I just turned it on and watched it.
yeah.
But yeah, and then they just casually put on the top banner in the app, "Ooh, now streaming episode 2 or whatever."
Yeah, I wonder if you can sign up for like notifications or something.
Well, I eventually got one, but it was
you did? Okay.
much later.
but it was
Yeah.
later. Guess I have to check it every day now.
No.
You never know when.
No, there is a release
Well,
schedule.
I think
You can
we know
find a
it's
release
Fridays.
schedule.
So why did they release 2 in 1 week then?
I don't, because they just wanted one up for when the service launched.
Yeah, that makes sense. Get the pilot
guess
out.
So
So-
Friday is the release day,
So
but since it came
and
out,
they
so it's
are
now going to be
Friday.
on Friday,
Yeah, but they're changing
Yes.
one. One doesn't come out the day that the new Star Wars comes out, I believe. Like they
which
push-
is a Thursday, Friday.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you can.
What
I
a
found on
Disney move.
IGN. IGN has a release schedule that shows. the
Do they
release.
know? So do they know how many episodes there
I
will
think there's
be?
only 8. I think
Oh,
That's it.
it's either 8 or 10.
I thought there
but I
was
think it's 8.
10.
It's 8 or 10. One of the two.
better be
Dang.
10.
It better be like 20. Golly.
Yeah.
So far,
Hmm.
I've been pleasantly surprised, though, for a Star Wars series. It's kind of like what I wanted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the character, the Mandalorian character, we don't really know much about him. He doesn't really talk that much, but he's a really cool character.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Boba Fett.
Not really.
Yeah.
No, not even close.
No, but
There's a
just
lot of
very
there's a-
quiet and reserved, and he's just out on his mission.
Who's the actor again?
Pablo. No, not.
I can't remember.
Shoot, what's his name?
Starts with the P.
Pablo Escobar.
I was gonna say
Is that what
he
you were gonna
plays,
say, Landon?
he plays Pablo Escobar in a show. His name's
I can't remember.
He's
Gosh.
the guy from Game of Thrones.
yeah.
And Kingsman.
Dude, don't
killed
don't,
her.
don't tell me. Don't tell me. I'm gonna cry. It's
I know it starts with the P.
Pedro
Well,
Pascal.
this is
Pedro
riveting.
Pascal. Pedro Pascal.
Yep.
Pedro Pascal.
Good job, Landon. Pulled that one out.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed.
You say you're a fan.
Should be ashamed.
Just kidding.
So yeah, I'm excited for more episodes, and
Definitely.
Should
Ready?
be good.
I'm just glad that he won a 1v1 fight against that rhino.
Kind of.
Because
Yeah,
he had a
some
little
support.
assist, but
Asterisk
yeah,
Yeah.
next to that.
the last
fight.
1v1 he had didn't end well for him. So
so I guess we can stay on the Star Wars train for a little bit. I started watching Star Wars Rebels, which is also on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Is that good?
it is good.
It's animated, right?
Yep.
Yep. No,
Yep.
animated. Show.
Yeah, it's the art style is just a little bit different than the Clone Wars, but it's in that same vein where it's like kid TV appropriate, but there's so much like
Star Wars.
Star Wars stuff in there that's really good. So I've been enjoying it a lot.
Okay, so when does Rebels take place?
Rebels
I need to know
takes
before
before
I
the
start
prequel.
watching.
yeah. It takes place the same time as the Mandalorian. You figure it out, Dave. No, it's between 3 and 4. Or yeah, 3 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to reference the little map that I've
Yeah.
seen around there. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, where the crap are all
Yeah.
of these
Clone
movies?
Wars is between 2 and 3,
Like-
right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I want stories that take place between episode 1 and episode 2.
No,
Oh.
Dave, you gotta wait.
Do you?
Like
Why?
Ooh.
I want to see more
12-year-old
pod racing, man.
Anakin,
I gotta bring that back.
like Anakin going through puberty, trying to become a Jedi.
Still hitting on Padme.
Yeah.
Sounds like another rated R.
My heart
Things
is
that
beating.
come
My heart is.
Dude, he's so creepy.
You're
in that.
exactly the way I
Second
remember you in
one,
my
he's so
dreams.
creepy. Isn't he just like watching her on the security camera at one point? Like when the
Yeah, he even
She's-
says like, yeah, she turned off the cameras. I don't think she liked the idea of me watching her.
Dang it.
But he doesn't realize like that it's a problem, right?
Yeah,
No,
no.
like, he says it like it's a weird thing that she turned the cameras off.
I thought she liked me staring at her when she's not knowing.
She's like, "Don't look at me like that." And he's like, "Why? Why, my lady?"
Yep, they need to show those on.
I'm sorry, my lady.
How to spot a creeper. And they just play scenes from that. If you have a guy that's doing this, he's probably an issue. Get him out of there.
It's only like months out until Padme comes out with like the Me Too thing. She's like Anakin was
abusive,
very inappropriate.
You can't though, because she's dead.
Whoa.
I know. I'm just bringing the dark reality. I'm sorry.
Anakin killed her.
She was killed by love, or a lack thereof.
All right.
Broken heart.
Next topic.
Yeah. So anyway, Star Wars Rebels is good. I didn't watch it when it was airing, but yeah, finally watching it now.
Yeah, that's another thing I like Disney Plus bringing. Like I haven't seen all of the Avengers movies, and so now I can.
Now you can.
There's a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah, I just went through the alphabetical list, which if you're trying to like see things in series, don't do it in alphabetical order. Because like Finding Dory.
Oh gosh.
Before Finding Nemo. So anyway, you just got to pay attention to what you're doing. But anyway, there's a lot on there.
Yeah, we watched this morning. Bree and I watched some X-Men animated 90s show. We watched original DuckTales and the new DuckTales. I was just showing her some stuff that she hasn't
bringing up your childhood
grown up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, Bree, this was me as a kid. And
you got to watch
like, wow,
the shorts
you had a weird
too.
childhood.
Yeah.
They
got
like
some
Pixar shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. In 7 minutes, and they got me tearing up. And I don't cry, man.
No, you don't cry.
They're good.
You're not a crier. Yeah.
Are you more of a crier now, Brandon?
No, definitely not. I would say I'm a little more sensitive, but yeah, I mean, you can hear it in my voice. I'm just gruff and don't really care. Sorry. I'm not very sensitive to people's
you're like
feelings.
that furry egg. Disgusting and muddy on the outside.
That's it, man.
So furry. And gooey and wonderful on the inside.
Slice my face off. You just expose all the yumminess.
Basically, Jawas want to eat the inside of you is what we're saying. That's the type of personality you have, Brandon.
I want to try that egg so bad. It looks so good.
I'll make one for you.
Yeah. Giant furry egg.
Make sure it's furry on the outside. That's the important
just
part.
hack the top off of it.
And then just stick your nasty Jawa fingers.
Yeah.
Wait, do Jawas have fingers?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like,
paws?
they have gloves, right?
Claws?
Dude, they were sucking that egg off their like sleeves for like the rest of the day. You know, like the remnants of it.
They were what?
Like the egg, like that was like stuck on their sleeves. You know, because like they're dipping their hands in the egg. Do you not get what I just said?
I heard what you said.
I heard it.
Let's move on.
They just misunderstood.
So Brandon and I got Star Wars Fallen Order.
We sure did.
Jedi Fallen Order. What do you think about it, Brandon?
I like it. So if you take Uncharted, Nathan Drake, make him a Jedi
Good game.
with the lightsaber, and then
like lightsabers.
throw in the combat of Dark Souls,
Yep.
and you have Star Wars Fallen Order.
Yep.
Jedi Fallen Order, whatever. Anyway, it's fun though. I put it on the harder difficulty, and it's not very fun. Let me tell you.
I started it just on the default, which I think is Jedi Knight.
Yes.
And I sucked. I was so bad at it because I'd never really been. I played a game like that where it had that type of combat.
Yep.
Like normally I just played like hack and slash stuff or like
and
the Arkham
you cannot
games.
do that on this game.
Not that type of game at all. So it got to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna put it down to story mode, which is like the easiest mode.
I can just run through and yeah. So like it has the Dark Souls-esque. So as you progress through the map, there's only like a handful of enemies, and then if you die, in order to retrieve all of your experience, you have to go back and at least strike one time on that enemy that killed you. And if you don't make it and die by the first enemy that pops out of a shadowy corner that you don't see, you lose everything and have to start over.
Yeah.
So anyway, you do
and
that.
This has never happened
to
you,
There's
right,
oh
Brandon?
my gosh, yeah. Let's see. So in the game, you start on one planet where you kind of get the story going, and then you have a choice to go to the main objective or another planet, and then they're like, you probably don't want to go there. You should go to the main objective place. And then I'm like, so I went to the other
That's
one.
what I did too.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll go where I want.
Or whatever. Anyway, so I get there, And so you crawl on this wall or whatever, shimmy on it, and then you see this big creature guy, and you're like, oh man, he looks bad. And then you climb up, and then he's right there, so you got to fight him. Anyway, so I think I've lost to that thing like at least a dozen times. From this morning.
I know exactly when you turn.
That's what I'm saying, man. So anyway, it's fun though. It's definitely intriguing of like the storyline.
Yeah.
The order's gone, and so now
Dave, this takes place between 3 and 4. Is it 5 or 6 years after episode 3, after
something like that.
Order 66.
So anyway, so now you got to build up the Jedi Order again, but then we know what happens later. So we're like, what happened?
I was gonna say,
what's going on?
they don't succeed, do they?
So that's
the character Cal, who you play, is a pretty interesting guy. Cal,
yep.
C-A-L.
Oh, okay.
Cal
Castus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they say one time and then
Right.
move on. The voice actor sounds familiar.
He's also the model character too.
Well, I know it's mocap.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. It's like the Naughty Dog Uncharted. It's almost identical.
This actor is actually on Malcolm in the Middle.
Nice.
For quite a few episodes.
He looks young from what I saw because I looked him up. But his voice sounds familiar, so I don't know what he's in. I feel like he's in another game.
He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and so I saw his filmography.
He was Joker on the Gotham TV show.
Ian
also.
Gallagher on Shameless.
Okay, yeah, so he's been around. You know, his voice just was like, I know this guy. But
yeah,
Malcolm, he was the kid that had like the mittens on his hand.
Yeah.
He'd have the signs taped to his front and back.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think that's the one episode
cool.
I
Crazy
watched with
redhead
you guys.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, he's a good character. Have you noticed that there's no loading screens in the loading screens in the game?
You just run through. That's the same as Dark Souls. They have the whole map, and then you just kind of find your way wherever you go. What's cool is you have the droid guy with you.
Yeah,
BD1. Anyway, so you pull up the map, and then
such a cool droid.
You guys talked about it before, where it's like the Metroid kind of style. So when you go through the map, and then you're like, well, how do I get there? Well, I guess I can't. And then later in the game, oh, hey, now I can like double jump and do a force fly. Whatever.
Now I can do force push
and go over there.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging it. Oh, and the customizing the lightsaber.
Dude, there's so much you can customize.
So cool.
You can change the whole thing to
you can make it look completely different.
Does it change the damage it does and stuff? Or
I don't think so.
No.
It's all cosmetic.
Just looks cool.
You can change. There's 3 colors: blue, green, and orange.
If you buy the premium,
which I did.
I think you get more crystals as you go.
I don't know.
It doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look like it, yeah.
So I don't know.
Because the other options for the lightsaber has different like locked things that you can actually see are locked.
Mm-hmm.
The colors are just 3.
You find them as you play through the game, so there's chests that you find.
Okay.
That's where you get them.
Yeah.
So do you level up like to do more damage then? Or
Yep. There's a skill tree.
A huge skill tree.
It's big, yeah.
It's really big.
As you gain experience, it's exactly like Dark Souls. Like they just cookie cutted it. So anyway, so like in Dark Souls you go to the campfire. Well, here you have a meditation circle. And so as you get your experience, you get points. And then you go to your meditation circle, and that's where you spend them.
And you can rest, which is the same as Dark Souls.
It's exactly
where
the
you
same.
can, get all your health, force, and life back, but it respawns all the enemies back on the map.
So the combat style, the like flow of the map, the only thing they incorporated was Uncharted, where now you can shimmy up walls and you can do some parkour.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool platforming in the game.
Yep,
I'm excited to play it.
It's great. I'm
only in like an hour.
I understand why a lot of people were nervous about it, mainly because of EA. But from what I heard, it was mostly Respawn just doing their thing.
Yeah,
EA really didn't have a big part in it. But
there's no microtransactions, right?
No microtransactions. It's 100% a single player experience.
Yep. Yeah, like a story
that
you're playing now.
Yep.
Yeah, need more of those.
So you can't ring the bell and have friends come in like you can in Dark Souls?
That's probably the one thing they took out
bro.
compared to Dark Souls. How cool that would be, though. Get your buddy in there. But it wouldn't make any sense.
What?
It wouldn't make any sense.
Maybe one could play BD1.
That's what I'm saying. Or, you can choose a different avatar to come in. Anyway, that'd be fun. It wouldn't make sense.
It's nice that there's other difficulty levels because I
Oh,
like the concept
there's
of
like-
Dark Souls, but like I don't like how hard they are.
Is there 4 difficulty?
I think so. Yeah.
settings?
So there's like the basic, like the story mode.
Story
and then
mode,
there's Knight,
Jedi Knight.
Master, and then Grand Master. And then there's
Gosh.
like little bars that shows so parrying,
Like
you
timing
you can
and
block
stuff.
Yeah. So it gets harder to block. And so as you do Grandmaster, you just see the bars like all the way up
Yeah.
to max difficulty. And so I just did Jedi Master.
Mhm.
So it's not the hard one, but it said for a challenge. I said, yeah, I like challenges. And it's hard, man. So you actually have to like die a handful of times to study that particular enemy
Yeah.
and then learn
their
the
timing.
attacks. Yep.
Yeah.
So then go, okay, so he's going to do like 2 quick jabs and then a charge or whatever. And then you see him jump back and you're like, okay, what's he doing? And he flies through the air and you're like, oh, okay, got it. So after, you die a handful of times, you're like, okay, I got this. So when I figured it out, I can kill him and not
Yeah.
take a hit and feel awesome. But then I just rush it the next times I die and go through it. It kills me over and over again. But
One of my favorite mechanics in the game is reflecting back a gun
Yep.
laser bolt.
It's like Pong.
It's so fun. Like you can hold down the block, which blocks all the shots, but it doesn't go anywhere specifically. You have to time it perfectly to block it right back at the person that shot you, and it's so satisfying to get it perfect.
Especially when the stormtrooper guy's like way off to the side and you just watch him drop.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a Jedi.
yeah. It's a fun game. It's a really fun
Yeah.
game. I'll be honest. I don't know if I would have picked this game up if it wasn't wrapped in Star Wars. I mean, because I've never played the Dark Souls games or anything like that.
No,
but
sure.
just the fact that it's a Star Wars game, it really enticed me, and I'm glad I picked it up.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yep, I didn't do too much reading on it. And then I just knew it was a single player Star Wars game.
Yep.
So I'm like, yep, I'm going to buy that one.
The first one since the first true first player. What am I trying to say?
Single player.
Single player game.
Single player.
First player game. Since EA got the rights.
A first player, third person action adventure.
Yeah.
There it is.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
It's cool.
Yep.
Go buy it. Go play.
Yep.
So then we can get some money from EA.
Yeah,
We
that's
are not
that's
sponsored
not gonna happen.
by EA.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. Make that clear. So Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I remember when that first trailer came out and I saw it and was like, that kind of looks weird. But then I didn't know like how mad people
Oh
were.
my gosh. The internet just exploded about it.
As the internet does.
As the internet
I mean,
does.
it was like a horrifying
Oh.
Yeah, not even
Meow?
close.
rendition.
It was it
Of
was
Sonic.
horrifying. Yeah, they re-released the trailer with a new design for Sonic, and he looks a lot better.
He looks like Sonic.
Yeah,
The movie's still gonna suck.
probably.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
how was Detective Pikachu? 'Cause that
I
was
think it was
another
actually
one.
pretty well received.
I never-
I don't know if a
I
lot of
didn't- I
people
watched
went
it.
and saw it, but I think it got okay reviews.
Because I assume it'll be along those lines.
Probably. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting now where we are in time with people that complain about it online. The people who create the thing actually sees it and then goes
And listens.
goes to the
Willing
work, listens,
to
and
fix
then
it.
and then fixes it. It's just kind of interesting. Like, wow, we're in an interesting time with
We actually
technology
like
and
have a
stuff.
voice
Yeah.
as a people.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
And that's what we decided to change.
Yeah. We had all the power to do that and make Sonic look more like Sonic.
Should have been just canceled the movie.
Why do you show his teeth so much?
His
Yeah.
human teeth.
Yes.
They should release the old, like the original cut of it. Like,
That'd be interesting.
Oh, and you can get both sides.
yeah,
Here's what
The nightmare
terrible Sonic
version.
looks like.
the nightmare.
Yeah. I probably won't see the movie still, but
I might
it's
go see it.
interesting that they
Yeah, I wasn't a big Sonic fan.
Me
So,
neither.
I mean, it was a game on Sega that I played,
Yeah.
but I wasn't into it. That's where we learned about chili dogs, though. Was from Sonic the
Yeah,
Hedgehog.
he's a big chili
Oh, is
dog.
he a
in the-
big chili dog
Yep,
fan?
in the
Oh.
cartoon. Yep, the animated show.
All right.
He's talking
That's
about
where
getting
you
chili
learned
dogs.
about chili dogs.
Yeah, well, that's where my older brother Justin. That's where he learned about chili dogs. And he comes in like, "Mom, Dad, let's make chili dogs for dinner." And they're like, "What?" And so that's. And then we made it, and then later in life, you learn that chili dogs aren't that special. Everybody makes them.
Yeah, they are good though. I like a good chili dog.
Oh man,
Oh yeah. Especially if you have the toppings, some
Landon,
chopped onion, and
where did you
cheese.
learn about chili dogs?
7-Eleven, I think.
That's what I'm saying. That we just learned it from Justin watching freaking Sonic the Hedgehog. Changed our lives forever.
And then he was like, "Let's run around and get gold rings."
He does do this run, and he's just an interesting guy. But anyway, when he was in high school, he had this trench coat that he wore all the time.
Oh gosh,
and
I remember
boots.
that thing.
Yep. And so I'm like, Justin, what are you doing, man? So anyway, he would run.
He's like, I'm in the Matrix.
Yeah, so he would run by like hunching down, putting his arms behind him, and like running
Wait.
like.
Sounds like somebody else we know.
Yeah. And it's like, Justin, what are you doing, man? He's like, what? It's more aerodynamic. What are you going to do? Steer with your arms behind you?
More efficient.
Anyway, so it's
I'll cut through the air.
because of that, I probably didn't watch Sonic.
Good for you.
You know, there was another path where you like idolized Justin
Me?
and became more like him, but you went the other way. Like,
And we want to thank
Probably.
you for that.
Oh, you're talking about when you guys when we first met?
no,
We're just
you,
talking about in
like,
your life.
In
You were
general?
talking
Like you
your
could
life,
have
yeah.
gone like the Justin
I guess
route.
so. I mean, he's my older brother. Like, we spent lots of time together growing up. And so
and you were like, I'm not doing the trench coat thing.
well, yeah, I mean,
not doing the running behind with
not doing the
arms.
boots and trench coat and Sonic running.
we had our different styles, and I'm like, yep, that you do you, Justin. I'm gonna wear jeans and a t-shirt like a normal guy.
How much older than you?
4 years.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
And then
a
there's
good
Jesse.
gap. Yep. And then there's yeah. He started off on a whole nother category of life. Not to his fault.
Yep.
Good old Jesse.
Good old.
Good old Jesse. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm kind of sad he's moving away.
Yeah. I
It's
guess he's moving officially in. Was it December
21.
Going to Vietnam. That's
something.
great.
Start a new life.
yeah, because he said February from the beginning. So I've got some time. We can hang out. But yeah, now his wife got an apartment,
Mhm.
and so now they just ramped up the timeline.
Yep.
Which I feel for him. I'd be sad if my wife was living in a whole nother town and I was stuck working wherever. So I'm all for it. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Should be fun.
Checking the
For him.
time.
Well, at first, I told him, don't move until I visit. And Jesse was like, no.
Actually, Dave's gonna get here this day. So yeah, we're leaving this day.
Dave, when
Yeah,
did you say you were
He
coming to
almost
visit
was
again?
scheduling it to leave so that he wouldn't see me. But then, due to fault of, not getting time off to work or to move, now I'll get to see him. When I visit.
Will you though?
Lucky
Yeah.
you.
Will you get to see him?
I mean, I hope so. I'm gonna try to see him.
Please
Jesse
throw
is hard
the-
to like
Throw the invite
set
out.
stuff up with, though.
Yep. Yep. If
I'll
it
be like,
doesn't
yo, Jesse, let's do this,
convenience
this, and
him,
this. He'll be like, no.
Nah.
I'm good, man.
I'm not.
That's probably why I don't hang out with him, because I think I've invited him a few times, and he usually hangs out. But then there's the couple where he's like, yeah, I don't want to. I'm like, what?
What else are you doing? Like he's probably just sitting at
No,
home.
that's it. And it's like, Jesse, like you're purposely
Jesse,
choosing.
do you want to
not
come
hang-
over to my house and sit around and play video games and eat junk food? Nah.
No.
No. I'm gonna do that in my home.
Exactly.
By
So-
myself.
Which I mean, I'm all about having some personal time and whatever, but when you do it a lot, you're like, okay, come on, Jesse, come on, man, we're bros, literally.
Yeah.
Let's hang out. So anyway,
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Yeah.
Landon, you're playing Death Stranding.
I am.
How's that going?
Yeah, how's that one?
Game's so weird. Like
I know nothing of it other than there's lots of walking. That's
Yeah.
all I've heard.
so like the
walking
game
simulator.
The game I'm like probably 4.5 hours into it, and I still
pretty long.
really don't know what's going on. Like there's some kind of apocalyptic event happens that like destroys like most of the population, and like there's just small cities like sitting around like that like are all right. Well, Mick's just trying to throw off.
No, go ahead.
Nick and Dave being brothers.
We're speaking through thumbs.
Like there's cities that are like disconnected, and like you're supposed to like connect them like through communication, but that like involves like like just carrying boxes around. I'm gonna stop talking about the game. People aren't interested.
I was interested.
Yeah.
If I was
keep
playing
going.
boxes,
Fallen
carrying
Order-
boxes
Yeah,
around.
we're listening. Go.
No, too late. No more about Death Stranding.
And
Okay.
it's the actual what's his name?
Kojima.
Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus plays the.
Yeah, so that's the mocap. Whatever.
Yeah, mocap.
him
They do
walking
mocap
around.
for everybody, like
Okay.
all the actors. There's quite a few.
So now is it like what's the gameplay? So it's over the shoulder.
It's third person,
Yep.
and you're basically like you said, like you're carrying packages from point A to point B. So like most of the game is just like
Do you
traversing.
know what's in the package?
It's mostly just like metal and like resources
Okay,
and
so-
like drugs and stuff. Like
Sure.
And you can carry a lot of them, right?
yeah,
Like,
But can't you like
stack
fall
them up.
over?
yeah. So the more stuff
You're
you
a
can,
courier.
yeah, you're basically
Okay.
like a UPS guy
Yeah.
without a truck. Like
Well, don't you start the game off with like a motorcycle thing and then you lose it?
yeah, you lose the motorcycle.
Yeah.
You can get it later in the game, I
Oh,
think, but
that'd be nice.
You have to
Okay.
like manage like if you want to carry stuff on your back or your shoulders and stuff to balance your weight. So then you have to
Okay.
like you can run, but you have to like use the triggers to balance yourself.
Sure.
And then like you have stamina, it's like wading through like rivers and stuff. If you fall over like all your stuff,
And now there's like enemies out there too, right?
yeah. There's
So,
like
bandits or whatever.
there's like bandits that just want to steal your cargo, and then there's like these weird demon things, like or they're not like they're like either people. I think they're people that died, but they're like you can't see them.
Okay.
You have this little weird baby thing that's like strapped to the front of your chest, like in this like pod, and that thing can sense the enemies.
And they don't explain any of this when you start?
Not really. They like
What the
I mean they drop
heck?
they drop like there's been so much exposition just dumped on you like while you're
Yeah.
walking, like and I've picked up like on half of it probably.
Sure.
But
That's
like
the
the thing,
backstory.
yeah, but the baby thing can sense them, and you have this little thing that's like on your shoulder that like blinks and like arms flash up and down, like it's like a metal thing
Mhm.
to like tell you what direction they're coming from, and it'll start blinking way faster.
And now do you have weapons to fight back?
No weapons.
So it's a walking horror simulator.
Yeah, you can get weapons later, I think, but like when they actually get to you,
Yeah.
it's horrifying. They like come up out of the ground, and they look like they're like made of like black goo, and they're like people, and they're like they start clawing at you and like trying to pull you into the ground.
What?
You're, like, having to shake. Yeah, like you have to like shake off of them, and like you're stumbling, and then they keep following you. Like
I don't know if I could play. I can't play the Resident Evil games because I get like attached to the character, and so yeah, you're walking down and you go into a hallway and the music stops, and I'm like, oh, are you freaking
Something's
kidding
gonna
me?
happen.
So it sounds like it's something like that. I'm walking down, and next thing you know, the baby thing's going over. I just let go.
no,
of the
that's what
controller.
happens. Like a music cue happens, and the baby kind of like starts crying a little bit,
Oh
and like
my
the thing
gosh.
pops up on your shoulder and starts like it's like tracking the things, and it starts beeping louder, like
Yep.
faster and faster.
And
And
your
I'm like,
controller's vibrating. I bet.
and like you have to hold your breath so they can't like detect you. Like you go like while you crawl, and then like when you have to let go of it, you're like, and then you can like see them get like way
Oh
closer
my
as they're honing in on
gosh.
you. And there's like nothing you can do but run and like sneak from them. Like
Oh man, that sounds fun.
yeah, so like
It
as
sounds
boring
really
as it sounds
interesting.
carrying stuff from point A
Yep.
to point B, like it's kind of fun like learning how to like traverse because there's cliffs and stuff. you
I was
have
gonna
to
say
climb,
yeah,
but,
and
like,
you're learning how to move the. It's
Yeah.
challenging, yeah.
so like
Oh,
I just flat out like restarted my save. Like I was in this river and like I got like halfway through and like ran out of stamina. Like I fell and like all my cargo just like spilled down the river. And, I'm like floating down the
Yeah.
river and it's like telling me to like paddle different directions. Like all my suitcases are just washing
You're
up
just
from
like,
the waterfall.
screw this.
I'm like bleep bleep. Just like load to save up because I was carrying way too much. Like it's
Oh, sure.
comical how much stuff you can carry. Like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
swaying side to
Hunchback.
side. Yeah.
That's funny.
Who's that guy? Beetle.
Is it
from,
is it the kind of game?
from Zelda?
Beetle.
Beetle. B.
Beetle, yeah.
Yeah, from Zelda. He's
The green guy?
Yep. So in like Breath of the Wild, he's walking around with this big backpack, and he's a
Oh,
trader.
I haven't played.
Bro, you need to get a Switch. You need to play some Breath of the Wild.
Eh,
He's in the first ones too.
You'd like it.
Ocarina of Time.
eh.
Anyway,
Just
he's
don't
just a
tell Will.
trader. He's got a big
Yeah.
backpack. That's the reference.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's basically you in the game.
Yes, that's you.
Yeah.
You're
You're Beetle. I'm a
Beetle
Beetle.
in a horror
It's you.
setting. I thought I was talking about you, as in-
Brandon.
Oh my-
You are Beetle.
You are Beetle.
Look at all the stuff you carry.
That sounds interesting.
It's weird.
Yeah, we should talk later when you get 12 hours into the game. I
Yeah,
guess.
no, definitely. I don't know a whole lot. Like,
Is it
Then-
interesting enough that like you'd be willing to replay it?
I don't know.
Or are you not far enough?
I'm not far
to know
enough to
yet?
tell. Like I'm barely
Because you just started the game like
a couple days
ago, right?
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
like 4 and and I've unfortunately been in some PlayStation parties where I probably should have been paying more attention to some of the dialogue being
Yep.
dumped on me. So
okay. Do you guys like playing with subtitles?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I have subtitles
Yeah.
all the time.
time.
Yeah.
It's funny because I hate subtitles on movies, but I like subtitles on video games.
Yep, because there's a lot of like the NPCs in the background say stuff, and you
Yeah.
can pick up on a lot. And I can't hear them, or I'm not paying attention,
Yeah.
but I'll see the text.
And I
pop
guess
up.
with a movie, you can rewind it if you want to, but with the video game, you're like
Oh sure.
kind of
That's
screwed.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want subtitles in real life.
That
Like
would be actually kind of
like
cool.
There's probably an app for that.
smaller font that
Like the new
people that
Apple
are across
glasses
the
that are
street
coming
talking.
out.
Let's say
They'll probably
Google
have
Glass,
that.
same
Yeah.
thing.
They'll probably have
Where
that.
it's someone's talking and there's a little microphone picking it up, and then it translates it into your
in real time.
screen.
Yeah.
It's coming, man.
I think there's the like language app that you can do. Where
Yep.
you can someone speaks in a foreign language, you put it up to your phone, and then it says what it is in English, and
Yep.
then you do it back to them.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. What a world.
Yeah.
Okay, Brandon, you brought some beef with
It's
you.
beef time.
It's beef.
All right,
time.
ready? So this is if you've listened to backlog number 3. All right.
Okay.
So if you listen to the show, you got to go back. All right, Dave.
So I have to remember something I said.
This
In
is it. All right.
2015.
So
Dave, you just put out the episode.
So it was you, Jesse, and Ben, and you were talking about Christmas stuff. And then, we were talking about Ben too. Like, man, Jesse did not do a very good job representing the Bick family Christmas mindset. Yes,
Oh, really?
We are very well off. And I definitely don't try to hold that over people, but Jesse did not do a good job of that.
What did
poor-
Jesse say?
Just basically Ben, everyone's asking, how was your Christmas? Because that was when the episode was, when you guys recorded it forever ago. But yeah, just asking about how was your Christmas. And so I think Dave asked Jesse, and so Jesse, I got everything that I asked for. And so, yeah, pretty normal Christmas. And then here's Ben, comes from a, not a as well off family growing up. And so he's like, yeah, good for you, Jesse. I didn't get anything. And then Jesse,
Most of my Christmases growing up sucked.
that's it.
It's
And
terrible.
not being humble about it all, but just like, oh, okay. I'm like, come on, Jesse. You can't just be talking like, oh yeah, my brothers and I, we just ask for stuff and we get it. They're cool. And then there's Ben, just being good old Ben, just humble about it. Like, yeah, well, good for you, Jesse. Yep. I didn't have Christmases like that growing up. Anyway, that's not the point of what I'm bringing up. So at the very end, Dave calls me out. So you bring up a story.
Oh,
man.
Dave.
Oh, Dave.
You fool.
You brought up a story about when you had your wisdom teeth taken out, because that came up in conversation. And then
I remember this.
I got recruited by your dad to come and sit in the waiting room in case I needed to bring you home, which I remembered. I don't think I talked to you specifically about it, but I talked to your dad, and he's like, hey, Brandon, yeah, could you just go with Dave? And if he needs to be brought home, just be there for him because he's getting his wisdom teeth out, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. But I don't think you and I had talked about it, and I'm pretty sure it was like typical Dave of like, man, my dad's just, making me do stuff I don't want to do and whatever. And this is how Dave is using as my voice in his interpretation or
Yeah,
impression.
but your voice sounds like that.
It's true. And I don't doubt you. But anyway, so you play it off of like, oh, yeah, I got done. And I come out and say, oh, hey, Brandon, are you ready to go? And then here's Brandon. Oh, yeah. Are you done yet? That took forever. So I'm like, okay, hang on, Dave. Like, how about we say, oh, thanks, Brandon, for being a good friend, being there for me to help in case I was too looped up on drugs or whatever. Because I had no backstory about what was happening. I knew you were going in for your wisdom teeth. I think I asked you, hey, how long is this going to take? And you're like, oh, I don't know. Like maybe a little bit. Like, okay. And this is back in the time when we had cell phones, but I didn't have Facebook. I wasn't able to stream YouTube videos. So I was sitting in that office without knowing how long I was going to be there for over an hour, maybe 2. And then Dave comes out.
It was like 25 to 35 minutes.
Okay. It felt like 4 hours of sitting there without any idea
In
what's
Brandon's
going
defense,
on.
when you're in any type of doctor's office, time just slows down.
Oh yeah. And I don't have anything
Yeah.
to entertain myself, and I don't know how long you're going to be in there, so I'm basically watching every 5 minutes go by. Anyway, so I was happy to be there for Dave, and I was just a little upset that he didn't express any
He was more
gratitude
he was almost
for that.
angry at you.
Yeah,
it sounds
and then just calling me out.
I
I was
wasn't
like,
angry. I didn't say anything.
you
to him.
said
Dave, what gives? Why were you angry at Brandon?
you were
Dude, what's
basically
wrong with
mocking
you?
me of and Brandon was just like, oh yeah, well, okay, I'm leaving. I'm like, okay, well, first of all, I was told I was going to give you a ride, and then now I wait, 25 minutes to now, oh, sorry, Brandon, I don't need you. Oh, okay. Thanks for wasting my life, Dave. Appreciate it.
Dang, wow.
But then it's not even Dave's fault. It's his dad because he's the one who made me go there in the first place. And I was being nice. But anyway, I was just a little upset. I didn't have any gratitude about it. And then what really torqued me off was your very last comment.
Oh.
You said, and
What did I
Brandon's
say?
a terrible caster. Because this was after
What's a caster?
Podcaster, I think is what you were referencing. So you guys had an episode where I got to be on it. And we talked about it when I was last on the show.
Yep.
That was like my first time in there. We were
was a
talking
funny
about
episode.
Star Wars
Yep.
and making a bunch of Olin references.
Basically, whenever Brandon's on, we have to talk about Star Wars
I guess so.
because
That's
he
the
knows
theme.
so much about.
Anyway, so I'm there, but here's some backstory about me being invited to that little recording session. Okay,
Oh
so
my
this
gosh.
is in
Yes,
my
yes.
parents' house, old house on whatever street. Anyway, you're in my old bedroom. Okay, so this is like I've been out of the house for a little bit. I just happened to be coming by for whatever. I think Mick was there, and he's like, "Hey, Brandon, do you want to come record a podcast?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Okay, sure. So I come into this room, and you guys are in my old bedroom, right? There's a card table, and this is when you only have this one microphone sitting in the
Yep.
middle. I have no idea what's going on. I say, "Oh, hey, Jesse. Oh, there's Dave. That's cool." And I sit down, and the next thing I know, Mick looks up. Hey, we're doing blah, 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 blah. And then you start asking me questions about Star Wars and whatever. I think if I remember, I'm still in my coat, and I got my hat, and I'm just there hanging out. And then, so I get put on the spot talking about a film that I watched and was entertained, but now you're asking like very deep questions about the film, and I had no prep, no warning, no nothing. So
Who's Hayden
obviously,
Christensen?
They set you. They set you up for
I was
failure.
set up, and then Dave calling me out on a previous recording, and Brandon's a terrible caster. I'm like, well, no, duh, I didn't know what's
Dang,
happening.
Dave.
Man,
So
this
anyway,
is man.
I
that's what
have
torqued me out.
no
Dave.
recollection of this.
Of course he
I mean,
doesn't.
you
Of
know,
course Dave doesn't.
I barely I didn't even remember taking you to the doctor's office for your wisdom teeth. Like in my mind, I know it happened, but I couldn't tell you like where the building was, how long I sat there.
Brandon blocked it from.
I remembered like the conversation with your dad, but then you bringing it up, and then now I'm thinking about like, wait a second, Dave, like no sense of gratitude. Like, yeah, Brandon was there for me even though I didn't really need him. Nothing. It was just, Brandon, you suck. You were upset that you helped me out, and you're a terrible caster. Oh, the end. All right, thanks everybody. That's so quick. Anyway, there you go, Dave.
What I
I'm upset.
remember is when I got out from the surgery, I walk into the waiting room, and I'm done. And like my mouth is all stuffed with stuff.
I remember
And
that.
the first thing Brandon says is like, "Oh, that took forever. You're finally done." Like I hadn't said anything to him yet. Like that was the first thing he said.
Obviously, you were
And
okay.
he was like, "Let's go."
Yeah, I don't think that's how that conversation went down. I'm not doubting. I
I'm
said, dude, that took forever.
I don't think we can trust Dave's version of the story because he was probably drugged up a little bit.
Yeah,
I wasn't
No.
drugged up.
Well, if you listen
You
to
weren't.
backlog
You didn't
number
do
3,
any drugs. You didn't take.
he
any
said
of
he
the-
had the
There's
painkiller.
no
That was
Novocaine.
it. He purposefully deferred.
You stayed awake for it.
Dave
Yep.
hates
Yeah.
things that are convenient to him, like
No, it's not
Like-
convenient.
like
it would have
being
taken
like
longer.
being put to sleep for
Brandon would have
surgeries.
had to wait
Dave is afraid
like,
of that kind of stuff,
an
so he's
hour
like,
or two.
just
Yeah, that'd been a long
Don't-
time.
You're
Don't
you're
knock me out.
you're afraid of going out, going under.
I mean,
Put
yeah.
Amanda.
Why?
Wouldn't you be?
Well,
No.
okay, here's my
the
story.
best thing about a surgery.
If they screw it up and I
That's
die,
messed
then
up.
like
Yeah.
That's it. Well, here's my story when I
my
had my
family gets a
wisdom
fat
teeth out.
check.
The last thing I remember was sitting in the chair in some office. They put the heart rate monitor on my finger.
Hmm.
I can't remember anything else other than waking up in my bed in my house
Yeah.
and going,
Wait, in your house?
yeah, in my house. I got there somehow. And I'm like, where are my pants? And
You were pantsless?
Yes.
Did you have undies on?
Yes, I
Okay.
did. But anyway, I look over and they're on there. But anyway, I don't
Put the underwear on
remember
you.
how I got there, anything. So I could see Dave's hesitation of like, I mean, I would like to keep my senses.
I
and
think
not
what
being
Dave
totally
is
knocked
really
out.
wanting to avoid here is he doesn't want to do the whole drugged up video thing where people are like interviewing him and making him
That's
look.
what I'm saying. My mom's
like
the one who
foolish.
took me home, so
That-
I don't know if she
Yeah.
has anything.
That is a very big
on
part
me.
of it.
I feel like it's
Michael, is,
Dave doesn't like being out of control. Like
that is true. Well,
Yes,
that is
The
like
deep root.
100% the reason
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
I like doing it because of convenience, and it's so nice when you wake up in a bed and then you just have this warm blanket on you. You're like,
And I
Yeah.
love that high.
No, I like the fact of I like the feeling of floating away, like when you're going out.
What?
See,
I like the
any of
countdown.
that.
Like
Yeah.
maybe I'll wake up. I don't know.
I like it 'cause, like when I went and had my knee surgery, I was like laying there and they put like the heart rate monitor thing on you, and like I'm trying to play it cool because like the nurses are kind of hot, and I'm like, and they're like, oh wow, your heart rate's picking up, and I'm like, oh no. I don't know.
Must be something wrong with your equipment here.
And then you can see like they like put the drip feed thing in there, and then like you just like stuff starts.
You just
kinda,
let
like,
it take you.
like stuff starts slowing down a
Yeah.
little bit, and like then next thing you
Get
just
a-
wake up. It's
a
so
nice hum in your ear. You're like,
Yeah, like you can't fight it. It's like when you're really tired and you're fighting it, but you just can't fight it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep, not my experience. I was out. I don't remember how I got there.
See, that scares me.
Really?
That thought scares
Have you ever
me.
had it happen?
Yeah.
Have you ever done it?
No.
Oh, see, you got to do
Uh-uh.
it.
Got to do it once.
You got to
No.
do it once.
Come on,
It's
Dave.
pretty awesome.
Come on, Dave.
I don't know if you know
Do
this,
it, Dave.
Landon,
Join us, Dave.
or the rest of you,
Join us.
but like, I need my control. I
We know
can't have that control taken away from me.
You
We don't know what'll happen.
I think it might actually.
I don't know what'll happen.
I actually think it might be good for you to like,
No.
just be able to like.
Dave,
No.
have you ever been not in control your whole life?
No.
Maybe you should try something new here. Just
I
let
feel-
go.
I feel like it would be liberating for you.
I probably would. There's probably a huge like weight on your shoulders. Like you constantly need
Okay,
to control
Bree.
everything.
Bring the alcohol.
To get Dave all hammered up.
I'm not talking about alcohol, Dave. I'm talking about drugs.
I'd be down to get Dave pretty buzzed up. See what happens.
He wouldn't do it. It's a control thing.
Well, what if you did around us a safe environment, Dave?
No, he wouldn't.
No. Unless it's mushrooms. I'll try those.
Really?
I told Landon. I was like, yeah, I'll try mushrooms.
Really? You
Like
do that
psychedelic
over
mushrooms?
like getting a little buzzed? You take shrooms over
Yeah.
You're insane.
Well, I don't like alcohol.
that? Alright, you just haven't drinking.
I was gonna say you're not drinking the right
you
stuff.
drink drink the stuff that tastes good. I don't like.
What is the
I don't
right
like
stuff?
a lot of beer.
An
Anyway.
old fashioned. Let's get you an old fashioned one.
Anything with a mixer.
I was like, you can take alcohol and put it into anything delicious.
Put it in eggs. You like eggs?
What?
Put it in that
What?
furry egg.
It's like oh, have you had like a bourbon soaked bacon?
Ooh, that's good.
It's so good. It doesn't have any alcohol, but
It has a
tastes
taste
like bourbon.
though. Yeah.
But it tastes good.
So I would say take bourbon soaked bacon and then get some bourbon on the bacon.
Okay, so then our goal is when I visit, we get together.
We find an alcohol you like.
A couple minutes later, hours, we all wake up. We're like, where'd our pants go? How do we get where we are?
Oh, there's always someone who remembers because they're the
See, that's
reason
me.
stuff happen. You know.
Like, That's my role. I'm the one that remembers.
oh, so Dave wants to get us drunk.
No,
Wait
not
a
really.
minute.
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
I prefer
that is-
hanging out with people that are also like in control of their functions.
It's true. I've been 2 places where people are out of control, and you're like, "Yeah, this isn't fun anymore, y'all." Get out of here.
Ugh.
All right, we're gonna get.
Oh, what a beef.
that
Yep,
was a lot of
that was
beef.
it.
I think Brandon.
I just need to
wins
get
that
off
one. I'm
my
gonna say
chest,
Brandon.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, Dave, come on, bro. Like, no gratitude. Like, I want to hear it, Dave. I want you to say thank you
Dave won't
right
do it.
now.
Dave.
Thank you, Brandon,
You're
for
welcome.
coming to the office with me and driving back home.
By myself.
Well, no, we were together.
Were we? Oh, yeah, we were. Yeah, I remember now. Because we were in your
I
car.
think we took the Jeep.
That I don't remember. But yes, I remember
Okay.
we were there, and that's why I was stuck there. Like, I couldn't just leave and go do something else. Anyway, and I don't think it was 25 minutes. I think it was a little longer than that.
It was like 25 or 35.
I
I
bet
don't
it's an
know.
hour.
They had-
I bet it was an hour.
Probably
How do you
took
know?
longer.
You don't have a watch when you're getting your wisdom teeth out. It's not like
I
you
wasn't
couldn't
like-
say.
But like, I could tell the time before I went in and the time I went out.
I can't
One
believe
reason
you do
I
that
also
without
did
getting
it-
knocked out.
I
Like
ca-
having
it's
your
'cause-
mouth open, like being aware of all that. Like, oh,
Like
Ugh.
seeing them swing the hammer and chisel in your mouth.
It was kind of cool because you could like hear it and feel it.
oh,
It was like
that's
a
not
really-
cool.
You could like
See,
hear the
you think we're
cracks.
crazy for wanting to be put under, but you're like, I want to see and feel the teeth being
was
shattered in
cool.
my mouth.
It was
How's
really
that
neat.
cool?
Like it was a cool experience.
You know what's cool? Waking up and
And
not
just
knowing
gone.
how you got there.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you do you. I do me.
You know what? I'm gonna have a surgery tonight.
How are you gonna handle that, Dave? Like when you have like you tear your like meniscus or something, you have to go and get your knee scope.
It'll be like a horse. Just like put me down. Like it's at that point. Like, oh well, broke his leg.
Like Like
This
that
one's
would be
no
that
good.
would be actually something like you're going into surgery and they're like gonna knock you out. Like, would your anxiety be like racing? Like, would you be like super?
You mean like in an
Oh, yeah,
emergency
like, he doesn't
situation?
have
Yeah, like
no control now. They're saying, nope, sorry, bro.
You're going out.
Anesthesia coming your way.
I mean, it's like Dave is denying the Matrix here. He just doesn't want to believe.
Yeah.
What?
And
No,
the
it's
other
the other
side.
way around. It's knowing. It's fully knowing.
It's a true awakening, Dave.
Yeah.
Be
No.
put under.
Wake up.
It's the other way
Follow
around.
the white rabbit.
Gosh dang it.
Okay. So just a couple more things we can talk about here. Real quick, do you guys see the new Motorola Razr phone?
Nope.
No.
It's those.
I'm not really in the market for a new
There's
phone.
I'm not either. I just
Yeah,
thought
me
it was,
neither.
I just thought it was cool because
I got a new phone.
like
Not a Motorola.
I think it's Samsung who has that flip phone, the folding screen
Like the
phone.
vertical.
Yeah,
the
the fold,
vertical fold?
the Samsung Fold, I think it's called.
Never
It's
heard
like
of it.
one screen and it folds out, and you can fold it. It's like a plastic screen, so you can fold it.
Can you fold
It
it?
folds.
Sounds weird.
But does it fold?
It folds. Motorola released one, or is releasing one. It's like the same exact form factor as the old Razr phone, like one of the most popular selling
Mhm.
phones of all time. And it's also a folding screen phone. It folds. It folds. I just thought it was really cool looking.
I'm gonna check
Anyway,
it out.
that's all I had to say about that.
Cool. You gonna get it?
No, it's like $1,500.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Good to know
Oh,
for
probably
me.
the technology.
It's the
needed for that
technology, yeah.
screen.
I'm
I
sure.
want like an origami phone.
I'm sure in like 5 years it'll be a little more affordable. But all the
Sure.
folding phones that fold, it folds.
Okay, stop.
Gosh.
It's they're like super expensive just because it's such a new technology.
Yeah.
Folding technology.
It doesn't fold. So one last thing we talk about. There was a NFL game last night, Browns versus Steelers.
Got a little heated.
Little bit. Did you watch it?
When I
Yeah,
came
I
over
showed you,
here,
I showed you.
Yeah.
So I was on, booting up for Fallen Order. I had to wait forever for it to download. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'm in the PlayStation chat with Landon, Dave, and Jordan, I think was in there. And that's when the game was on. And so Jordan just comes, oh, man, you just hit him in there with the helmet. And then Dave and Landon are like, what are you talking about? But anyway, so I got to live in the live moment
I was there too.
through a third party. Oh, yeah. No, I think you were gone.
No, I was there.
Yeah, he hadn't quite gotten off yet. He was,
See, you were so quiet getting ready for Fallen Order. I forgot
yeah.
about you.
I was just watching the time tick down.
Anyway, so I watched it when I came over here and actually see what I was hearing.
it was vicious.
Yeah. So if
That's crazy.
Basically, what happened was there was like 8 seconds left. The Browns had basically won the game,
Yeah, they were up 21-7.
right? And it was a defensive player on the Browns, like tackled the quarterback of the Steelers, like plowed him into the ground, and
It was
then
a late tackle too.
it was a late
Yeah.
tackle. It was just kind of an awkward like tackling thing that was happening. The Browns guy ripped off the Steeler quarterback's helmet. There was like a little bit of scuffle, and then the Browns guy just smacked him over the head with his own helmet. And just listening to the announcers and people talking about it afterwards, it's crazy that they were saying that like they'd never really seen that before. Like,
Yeah, no,
That violent.
happened.
yeah, that type of a violent act.
Because you could do some damage with the helmet.
He's lucky that it hit him the way it did because it
It,
hit him like
cupped
on
him.
that back part of the helmet where it's kind of foamy.
Mhm.
I think that's where it really hit him. I mean, he
Yeah.
could have
He
really
could have killed the dude. Honestly.
yeah.
Like,
or a serious concussion.
Those are
or,
some big guys,
that
too.
quarterback too was only 2 weeks removed from concussion protocol
Gosh,
as well.
that's
So
insane.
like, yeah,
yeah. Yeah, after the press conference after, the quarterback was like, "I'm fine, I'm totally fine," but
like blood's like pouring out of his ear.
I'm fine as like half his face starts.
all his clothes,
Yeah, it starts
all his clothes are on
droop.
backwards and inside out. He's like, "I'm fine."
There had been the game was chippy too. There had been an ejection earlier in the game.
Yeah.
The Browns player hit
Mhm.
a defenseless receiver in the head, and that guy actually was bleeding from his ear. I'm pretty
Ouch.
sure.
Oh
And,
gosh,
Yeah. So
brutal.
Because I know people don't like the Steelers, if I remember right. I should like.
well,
they're
it's a
not-
rivalry game. The
I
Steelers
think your
and
mom.
Browns.
Oh, okay,
I think
that's
your
what it
mom
is.
doesn't like the Steelers.
Okay, I don't listen to my mom's taste in football anyway. But
It's basically Seahawks or
that
nobody.
makes sense then, because so
Yeah,
Steelers and Browns are a
yeah.
rivalry.
Yeah. But it came out, I think, yesterday. What his sentencing is going to be, and basically, it's an indefinite suspension.
Yeah, he should be gone.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So as far as I know, that means like he's out for the rest of the season and maybe
further
into next season.
Yeah, they said at least the end of the season in the playoffs if
Yeah.
the Browns somehow make the playoffs, which they won't. So,
But if they do,
I think we're both teams fined.
yeah, both teams fined were
fined.
$250,000.
Yeah.
because there's other guys in there too jumping in.
Yeah, it was
kicking.
just-
The main player, Myles Garrett, was suspended indefinitely and fined, and then a Steelers player. So after like the helmet hit and whatnot, one of the Steelers guys came up and started punching and kicking.
Mhm.
Kicking the guy in the head.
Yep.
So he got a
Yeah.
3-game suspension, and then there was another Browns player that after the fact shoved the Steelers quarterback from behind into the ground. He got a 1-game suspension plus a fine.
That I didn't understand at all because at that time the quarterback was like, he just got hit in the head. He was like looking at the ref like,
And then, yeah,
what just happened? And then the
dude
guy
just
comes
shoves
in,
him.
just shoves him. It's like, what are you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
idiot?
And then the quarterback also got fined as well.
But he didn't get suspended.
No suspension.
No
but
suspension for
But
him. Which
didn't he kick
I guess he
the-
did kick
the one defensive player
in
right between the legs?
Yeah.
I didn't see that though.
I didn't see that angle either. But my thing is like that defensive player, Myles Garrett, that was a late hit on the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if nothing else happened, if he just took him to the ground like that, that would have been a 15-yard penalty
Yeah.
right from the get-go. And then on top of like, so the quarterback Rudolph was pushing back at the player, which I think is totally fair in that scenario. Like,
Well, he just wasn't letting go of him,
Yeah.
and he brought him to the ground. The quarterback's glove got stuck in the other guy's face mask, so
Yeah.
I think that Myles Garrett took that as he's grabbing my face mask. So there's speculation that there were some things said back and forth
yeah,
between,
as he's going
which
down.
I'm sure there
Probably.
was probably something there
I'll say
that
at that level
was
of
highly
competitiveness. Oh, yeah.
right that insinuated or instigated some things. But yeah, it's just
there's a level of escalation. that
Oh,
happened,
yeah.
Like,
it almost makes you sick, like watching that kind of stuff. Like these are professional players that
Get
get
paid a
paid
lot of
millions of
money,
dollars.
yeah.
Kids are watching
And-
too.
Yeah, and you know the guy Myles Garrett, he says like, you know, I was embarrassed by what I did, blah blah. But I don't know, you just gotta compose yourself.
yeah, watching in his conference, he didn't sound like a thug though. He sounded like, you know, it kind of
which is more off-putting and weird because it's like it's almost like for that guy it just came out of nowhere. Type
yeah,
of thing,
it's like
you
he
know?
just snapped something like
Yeah,
So
because had he ever had any like prior?
he'd had some late hits on
ejections
quarterbacks
or-
earlier in the year. He hadn't gotten ejected, but he'd been
but
flagged a
nothing
few
like
times. No,
nothing close to that.
He's been in the league for only 2 or 3 years. He
And-
was a first overall pick.
Yeah,
a few
isn't he
years
like
back.
one of Cleveland's best players?
Yeah, best defensive player probably on the
Gosh.
line. Like, yeah, number 1 overall pick.
Well,
Pretty good. I think he was leading the league in sacks or something. Like,
mhm.
so not just some no-name guy. Like,
Right, yeah. This is like a well-known good player.
Yeah, but it's really weird for it to happen. Like, you see brawls break out, like people getting chippy at the end of divisional games. Like, but
Mhm.
it's typically like someone on the losing team
Yeah, like
instigates it a little bit.
Right,
they
the
had, like,
Browns.
kick.
What was so weird-
what was the score? It was like 24 to.
It was 21-7 with 8 seconds
right.
left.
So by the time he had tackled this guy to the ground, there was probably 4 seconds left in the game.
There was
I mean, they had won at that point. Like
they'd
what
won
was
before
the-
that snap even happened.
Yeah,
Like,
like what was this guy thinking?
I don't know.
They
They
so
shouldn't
bizarre.
because it was just a dump off pass, so he just did a screen pass to the running back.
Yeah,
And then, you know, I would think at that point in the game, like, you're not even hitting people that hard. Like, he should have, because he does get to the quarterback right after he throws it, but like
he doesn't let go.
He drives
he
him
wasn't
down.
he wasn't like diving for him. He was still standing up. He could have definitely let go of him.
He basically just wrapped his arms around him and then
Pile
just
drove
brought him to the ground.
Yeah. So it's like,
It's just it's so bizarre. Like you said, you'd think that would be coming from the losing team.
yeah, both teams are just snapping the ball at that point out of courtesy. Like, they're just professional, and, you know, like,
They just had to end the game.
yeah, that's all that was going on. Like,
Yeah.
nobody was trying to, like, I don't even think the Steelers were trying to score at that point. They were just running plays. Like,
yeah, trying something because
Yeah.
they did a quick whatever, and who knows if that guy lining up for another throw somewhere because they're still behind the line.
yeah.
I mean, they had
So
what,
anyway.
one more play.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
one like big
probably.
play, so yeah, dumping it back and then maybe a Hail Mary somewhere, but still.
yeah.
Yeah,
So weird.
So weird. Yeah, just bizarre.
It's just another, like, the Browns are so dysfunctional. Like,
Yeah.
as an
Well, even
organization.
did you hear the interview with the Cleveland quarterback afterwards? He was like, "We played terrible this game. I don't know what Myles Garrett was thinking. Like,
Yeah.
we can't be like that at all. I'm really disappointed."
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield said that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield actually had a pretty good, like, grown up take on
Yeah,
it.
he
Like,
was
for
just
being,
honest
for being like
and-
a
For
little
once.
punk. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I was listening to a take on it. A sports commentator like Colin Cowherd was like, if the Browns had lost that game, their coach would have been fired after it, like something like that happening.
Yeah.
Like, and they still a guy like that could probably be a point of talking if he does get fired. Be like the way like you let a player of yours do that on the field, like.
Yeah, it's weird.
And they play again in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Who do they play next?
I don't know who they play.
I don't know who the Browns play next. They'll probably lose though.
Probably.
At this point, they have to win out if they want to make the playoffs. Which
how long have they sucked?
Forever.
A long time.
I feel like they've always been bad.
I think they've won like 1 or 2 playoff games since they became back as a team.
Were recreated. They've never really done well at all.
It's bad organization. They've got bad owners, bad GMs, bad coaches.
Yeah, goes all the way to the top.
Yeah, so they pick bad players. They pick, just not good.
But they have Odell.
He has.
Is it true that he might be traded to the Patriots?
Not this year. The trade deadline already happened.
Okay.
But I don't think he'll be with the Browns for very long.
It seems weird that he is there.
Yeah, the Giants. I don't think he had any say in going there. I think the Giants traded
Oh, really?
him. Yeah. So that doesn't seem like a place that he would want to play. He's kind of like one of those guys that would want to play in like LA or something.
Yeah. Because he's a good player, right?
He's okay.
AB Jr.
Yeah, basically.
Isn't he Jordan's favorite character?
What reality are
I'm
we
such an
in?
NFL fan.
Yeah, Jordan really likes him, which is pretty typical
fine.
Jordan.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, that was interesting. Really interesting for an NFL game.
Yeah.
But okay, well, anything else you guys want to talk about?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
Feeling
Good. Dave, you good?
Gonna go play some more Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. If kids are still napping, I'll play.
Call ahead.
Later.
Call ahead and make sure.
Will they be like entertained watching you play?
No. Yeah, my son, he's 4, so his attention span's like very small. So
does he still walk away from the dinner table when he's trying?
Oh yeah, all the time, man. He will take a bite. Which
Nolan,
is good.
Get back in your seat and eat.
Yeah.
No.
Well, he doesn't even say no. He just kind of chews. And anyway, he's just young. So yeah, any games. The only thing I can like hold his attention to is the Switch because he gets to hold it. And so we've played Mario.
Okay.
And so he's gotten pretty good. Like before, like maybe 3 months ago, like he couldn't move the camera. So I would basically just watch him run in a circle because you know the one stick. But now he's actually learning, like he bumps into something, he can't figure out how to get around it, but he'll take the other stick, move the camera to a new angle, and then run around. So it's like, there you go,
He's
kid.
getting it.
But yeah, just the coordination of jump, turn, move to get around stuff, he doesn't get. But just because it's in his hands playing, but if I do it on a TV, like he's just okay, and then disappears. So, and my wife, she does not want me playing games while kids are around, and so that's kind of our little internal struggle.
Well, your
there.
wife notoriously loves video games, right?
Yeah, no, definitely does not care for them at all. She doesn't like it when I play, but understands I like them, and so that's why she lets me play.
Video games.
I love them, yeah. So anyway, we've been trying to find a good balance of like kids go to bed, that's our time to do whatever. So I'll do like an hour or so of games for me, and then we'll come together and do an hour of whatever.
How come you were saying the other night that you basically snuck down to your downstairs and plugged in your PS4?
Oh, that's because I didn't tell her what I was doing. Yeah. So usually I say, "Hey, babe, I'm gonna go play some games," and then she'll give me that look of like, "Oh, okay," and then after then I like make the decision of, is it worth playing games, or do I go sit on the couch with her? I'll go play games for an hour, and then I'll come back. Anyway, so I didn't tell her what I was doing because she knew I boxed up all my stuff. Right, so like my PS4 was in the box. It's been that way for months. And then I knew this game was coming out. Wintertime for work for me slows way down. And so like I have all this opportunity. So I'm like, it's time. But I didn't tell her. So I just kind of like, oh, yeah, she shows up. And then I just kind of look at her and bloop, disappear down the stairs. And she come back upstairs like, what are you doing?
Nothing.
No. Plugged in my PS4. And she just kind of like, Anyway, it's going to be an interesting winter time, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so we've been finding a balance of me time and her time.
Yeah,
because she does not like it. So if kids are sitting there watching movies, I'll have my Switch. I'm like, oh, kids are watching movies. She's not doing anything. Like, I'll pull it out, play some. On the Switch, I've been playing Construction Simulator 2.
Okay.
It's good. You do the same thing over and over.
Landon's like, all right, I'll get a Switch.
I'm
then.
sold.
I'm in.
Construction
I'm in.
Simulator 2.
That's it, man. Anyway, my wife does not like it when I play when the kids are up. So there you go. So I probably have to wait till tonight to play, which is fine. I love my wife, and what makes her happy, I try to keep it that way.
That sounded very
best I can.
rehearsed.
I've been practicing. Thank you.
Oh,
There you go.
all right.
Landon or Brandon, blink
Yeah.
twice if everything is okay.
Brandon's not blinking.
Oh no!
He didn't blink.
Oh no! It's a cry for help.
No, we're good. Yeah, I definitely have an addictive personality to games, so my wife definitely keeps me grounded.
I mean,
I'd say we probably all do.
It's an
Yeah.
addicting.
Right?
It's an addictive thing.
I could sit and play games for all day. Yep. So anyway, she keeps me grounded, keeps the important things at the forefront of my
Like
mind.
your kids.
You just gotta get the kids hooked on video games.
Yeah. So, good thing my wife doesn't listen to this. That's the goal, man. So, like, get my son pumped up about Mario. I'm not unhappy about it for sure. And so yeah, then it's like, hey Nolan, did you get past that level on Fallen Order? Oh no, Dad, can I go play? Yeah. I'll keep your mom distracted for an hour. Anyway, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Sounds like a fun life.
It's good.
Okay,
That's it.
well,
Over there.
that's the episode for this week. Thanks for tuning in. You guys can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Castbox, YouTube, and other podcasting platforms. Visit our website at www.hotkeyspodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Hotkeys Podcast and join our Facebook group at HK Hotkeys. Please like, review us, and subscribe on whichever platforms you use. And finally, you can contact us via email at hosts@hotkeyspodcast.com.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.